And also, this is the second part to said video to said person. Look, skin color, opinion, I can't change. Um, so whatever the problem you have against me, it really is. I don't know. As I said, I don't know you. You don't know me. But whatever your problem is against me, just tell me. If it's because of my own beliefs, like my the ancient path that I follow, which is, well, Wiccan paganism, um, I'm not going to change that at all. But back to the bit about medication. See, I will tell you this, and I don't care who knows this now. This is regular ibuprofen. According to my view, it's actually backwards, but that's 200 milligrams. When I say that medicine does not work, I will tell you this. When I have to take this for migraines that I wake up with, I can't take just two pills, which is 400 milligrams. I have to take at least between 1,000 milligrams, almost between 1,000 and 2,000 milligrams. I had to mention that to my doctor. My doctor said that she actually said this me having to do that will actually ruin my liver and a few other problems, and I have to be careful about that. When I had my back surgery in January 15th of last year, actually, um, I had to let Dr. Cohen, that I was going to see for my back surgery, um, I had to let him know and his one of his other staff members know that the anesthesia, the medicine that they use to knock me out, will not work. I will. There is a chance, a high chance, that I will wake up during surgery. And Dr. Cohen and his staff said, no, 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 it's not. That's not going to be possible. Evidently, I proved them wrong. I did end up waking up during the surgery, and they had to knock me out again just to make sure that it's stuck this time. It literally knocked me out this time, and at that time. So yeah, med medicine does not work for me, and no, I cannot use uh, so-called herbal medicine, which is THC, CBD, any of that kind of stuff. It literally tears my stomach up. It makes me nauseous. Um, so I'm having to actually use different ways. Um, which is, well, my little Walkman here, which has my music on it. Not all of it, but some of it. And I have my games on my laptop, which I use to help me. Um, yes, when my when my said problems that you also like to throw in my face lets me I do end up cleaning up, but I'm not starting in here just yet. I have my reason. I'm still I'm still working me and my roommate, but me most of the time is still working on cleaning up the kitchen. And I'm still working on that. And without having a vehicle, I can't get from here at the apartment to my to our storage to mine and my roommate's storage unit. So I have to be careful on how I do things. I actually have to um literally do what I can with what I have. And it's easier said than done. Um Me and my roommate are still having to also clean work on our storage unit to be able to put stuff in the in our storage unit. So in the meantime, I can only do we can only do so much here at the apartment. Um, and you want to say that I need to clean up what's behind me. Here's the thing: a lot of this stuff is not even mine. Well, half of it's mine, half of it's my roommate's. But the problem is we need to sort through it. What you don't see is what's behind. I mean, not behind here, but behind this way. Um, we have clothes that are still needing to get washed. It's As I said, it's easier said than done. I even tried getting one of those little portable dorm room ah dorm room. Dang it! I hate when my throat and my mouth gets dry. Sorry. When my I tried getting one of those portable dorm size washers. And trust me, it does wash. Oh, does it wash? But it does not dry. That is the only downside to that. So we're only able to wash the essentials of what we need. And yes, it does end up getting a little bit nerve-wracking, but when you don't have a vehicle, when you don't have a lot, when you're on a fixed income, both of us on fixed incomes. We're both collect. She's collecting SSI. I'm collecting SSDI. I'm not going to say how much, but when you're on a limited income, fixed limited income, you have to prioritize of what needs to get done first. And right now, the only thing I can do is the storage unit. Um, I'm also trying to get some legal stuff done in the Philippines. So when you also say that I need to mind my own business about the Philippines, I actually have people I know over there who supports former President Rodriguez Duterte. Um, and people want to talk about how he was wrong for literally taking drug dealers that was actually hurting the public. He was taking criminals and actually executing them. He wasn't saying, "Oh, you stay in jail until someone of your gang or criminal trash bonds you out. You don't. You're done. Your life is worthless. You've given up your existence card." He actually took out. He was taking out the trash, and yet you have uh, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., who I don't know. It's an assumption, but that's also an opinion. Assumptions are also opinions. But I don't know if Marcos Jr., who's the current Philippine president, has any connection why former president, Philippine president Duterte actually had been arrested. I don't know. As I said, it's my opinion. It's an assumption. Um, Time will tell on that one. Um, but that's the thing. Yes, I have problems. Yes, I'm trying to deal with them without having to take medication. Because why medication does not work. As I said, and I will bring this ibuprofen bottle back up again, 200, 400 milligrams does not work. Even though it says, um, oh, says continued under label. It says do not exceed uh, exceed 6 caplets in 24 hours unless directed by doctor. So 6 caplets, that is in total 1,200 milligrams. Because of the tolerance I have to medication, not just ibuprofen, but when I do take this, even this, which is omeprazole, which is heartburn medicine for also for acid reflux. I even have problems with this because I still have it after um I had for example, I will even I came and believe this is even a problem with me. Venom energy drink, which is produced by Dr. Pepper 7 Up. Wait, let me see if my information inside. Yeah, Dr. Pepper 7 Up Incorporated. It's supposed to help me keep energy. No, my body even does not even work with this. So now I just drink the Venom, which there's only like 2 Venom flavors I actually like, which is original, which is like some type of citrus, and then fruit punch. But I go by the original can names, which is Black Mamba and Death Adder. Yes, and that was the original names of the cans. I'm sorry, Dr. Pepper 7 Up Incorporated. I'm not trying to advertise your brand. I am sorry about that. I am not endorsed by Dr. Pepper and 7 Up. By no means do I. Am I endorsed by them? I'm just letting people know that even your product, which is supposed to be giving me energy, like woohoo, does not even help. I just drink it like it's an actual soda. Um, which reminds me, of course, anyone knows what this is. That doesn't even work, and that's supposed to be 24 milligrams. I mean, not milligrams. Dang, 24 fluid ounces, and then the venoms are 16. Also, damn, I forgot I had that. Oh, Rip It, another company. I do not know who they are, who distributes their stuff. Well, actually, they are their own company. National Beverage Company. Actually, Rip It's 16 milligrams do not work for their energy, which I do like the flavors. That will be another day. Even if said companies do end up getting this video, I will say this now, I am not endorsed by them. I'm not trying to advertise their stuff. I'm just saying that I like their flavors, but their the process of helping me obtain energy does not work. It's just they're just soda. They're just, you know, cold drinks to me. um, there's another type of energy drink actually that I will actually say is pretty good, and even they are not endorsing me, or I'm not sponsored by them, and it's called Raptor. Um, and who are they made by? And yes, I will actually say who they are made by just for the hell of it. EDT USA Corporation. Um, but even their stuff, and this is a 20 fluid ounce bottle, and even their stuff does not even help me with obtaining energy. It's just regular cold drink soda for me. So that's actually pretty sad. Um, even the Stacker threes, because they do not have Stacker twos anymore, which sucks. And they were yellow and blue, and I now do the Stacker threes, which they help a little bit, but they don't help that much. They just give me like maybe a few minutes, and I'm like already like yeah. So that's why I don't take them as much as I used to. I will tell you this now. I used to take two of those at a time. Now I just take one, just to give me that little nudge, and then I do what I have to do, and then after that nudge is over with, I'm through. Sorry, but other than that, I just don't know what else to say. I mean, it's like nothing helps. So I do behavioral modification of listening to music, watching movies, playing games on my laptop, playing games on my roommate's phone, which I am not endorsed by these guys, but they do pay you money. It's just that it's very little money you have to save up, but that's fine. Any of these companies I've mentioned thus far, if they do end up getting a hold of this video, I'm sorry to mention them by name. It's just the fact that I like your products. If you would like ever want to endorse me or to sponsor me, that is up to you. But I need a better video and better setting for set for you to do that. Which I'm hoping eventually I can do either some form of like outdoor type stuff like airsoft, Nerf guns, paintball, magnet fishing, even if it's going to a haunted location, I don't care. Um, I'll try to get, if possible, one of these days get back with me on that. But no, it's just the fact that yes, I have my problems, but I'm trying to deal with my problems in a way that doesn't turn me into a damn vegetable. Because honestly, I don't want to be sponsored by V8 just yet. They deal with vegetables. Yeah, never mind. Um, but again, for said person, whatever problem you have with me, as I said, I don't know you. I just know about you from all the bullshit you've been putting me through on the comment threads. As I said, I mean, I don't know you. If I knew you, if I'd said something to you before, you said you started subscribing to me. If I walked past you or and like crossing paths with you outside. I do go outside. I really do. If I'm actually trying to actually get stuff done out there, I would actually go outside and do stuff. So, um, so yeah, that is the thing. You also state that I don't go outside. Well, I do go outside. I have seen what it's like out there, and honestly, where I live, I will say I live near Barry's Pawn Shop and Adventist Community Service store. Homeless the homeless population has destroyed the fence between the Seventh Day Community Service store and the Hair World that used to be fenced in pet store on Gallatin Pike. There's a actual fence line between those two, and the homeless community that's here in Madison has literally torn that up so damn bad that they literally the the Seventh Day Adventist store had literally replaced that fence line once before, and it stopped for a while, and then the homeless started up again and just tearing that down, and they haven't messed with it since. So yeah, and the homeless here also will literally fight people just for the hell of it. They even fight each other. I have literally ended up going to the little Saturday breakfast thing on Saturdays at 9 a.m. And I will tell you this now, there have been times that I've seen homeless people actually trying to get into a fight with one another. Um, the just like one, I think the other Saturday there were two homeless people, and one tall black guy that's homeless, and one I say about the white guy that was that's homeless was arguing with the taller black guy is about my height, and I'm 5'9". I say the black guy, homeless black guy is about I say 6'3", 6'4", maybe. I'm just guessing without even asking. I'm just guessing. Sometimes my guessing is correct, sometimes it's not. But the homeless white guy has a service dog, and apparently the service dog was not is not what the heck is not properly trained well. So unfortunately that does happen. So the two started arguing with one another, and after a while it was just like what the hell. So I I'm inside the area of the Seventh Day store where they actually give you sack lunch bags with food in it for just that day for that breakfast. Which beginning of the month, the first Saturday, it's biscuits and gravy with eggs and like a little hash brown, but that's fine. Um, and then the other Saturdays after that, it's a makeshift breakfast burrito with a banana, a Nutri-Grain bar, and a bottle of water. Um, so yeah, that's how it is on those Saturdays. But yeah, I overheard them, and me and my roommate actually do go to that on Saturdays because we know what it's like to be homeless. I mean, heck, my roommate literally had went downtown Nashville to look for me in 2016. In March of 2016, actually, a few days from now, 4 days from now of 2016. Gosh, it's been that long. So 4 days from now will be 9 years that I've been staying here in this apartment with my roommate. And my roommate, she literally came to downtown Nashville and bring me back up here to Madison. Um, but yeah, there have been so many problems throughout the years, but I see the problems out there when her and I go out there, or when I go out there. Like when I actually have the money from earning the money on uh playing games that pay you. I mean the thing I actually buy is the Venom energy drinks. Um, I do buy them, and between them and Rep It, two Venom with tax card, well, with the tax card, well, uh, price, subtotal, I mean, yeah, subtotal, tax, and card fee, it's like two Venom is like $3 even, $3 even at John's Market here in Madison. That's awesome. Um, but the Rip Its, on the other hand, are with the subtotal tax and card fee. It's altogether it's 363. Um, I think they've gone up a little bit. I don't remember, but I think it's like between 363 and 365. $3.65. Also at John's Market. Um, but so that's why when I get enough money from doing games on the phone and the laptop, which I use BlueStacks for that, so I get to play the Android type game apps that pay you on my laptop through that. So that's cool. But when I do have enough money, I literally go to John's Market and I will get two energy drinks. But if I end up having enough, I can get four. So possibly four Rip Its, four Venoms, or two Rip Its and two Venoms. But beside the point, um, I when I do go out there, I see the problems that go on. I mean, the homeless situation here in Madison is just not that great. They will fight each other. They will fight you. They will fight me. Um, they haven't tried to fight me yet. They have said shit to me. Because I just happen to, let's say I'm looking right past them and they think I'm looking at them. No, I'm actually looking past them. Because when they're actually arguing with another homeless person, it's usually that said homeless person. But that past Saturday was the taller black guy and shorter white guy. One of them was at the taller black guy. I'm not being mean or anything. I'm just saying I don't know his name, so that's why I'm saying taller black guy, shorter white guy. Taller black guy was walking northbound on Gallatin Pike, and I was actually looking um past him, and he didn't say anything, but he did look in my direction, like, okay, what am I gonna do doing? Like, I'm looking past his direction north. I'm looking northbound because some homeless people will actually stay at the old Smith Brothers car wash location near Kroger and the Firestone Tire place, which is not which is illegal by any means. But of course, District Attorney Glenn Funk will always refuse to prosecute poverty. Um, but when I was inside the building, I heard both of them say, one of the shorter white guy, homeless white guy, saying, I'll fucking shoot you. I'll get my gun after you. And I heard the taller black guy saying, yeah, go ahead. I dare you. I get my gun too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, really? What the hell, people? um, but yeah, it's just so freaking stupid. I mean, if the city just would give these people a chance, they would not have a issue and a problem with trying to keep a place. They would not even have a reason to start crap with people. Just go about your everyday lives. Do the same stuff you always do. It does not matter. You can drink alcohol or whatnot. And I will look. I will say this: people continue saying that they need to legalize weed here in Tennessee, but that's the thing. There's way too many people that will do stupid shit. If you legalize it, they will do stupid shit. I will tell you this. I was in Oregon, which I pronounce it Oregon, but it, to most people, each to their own, it's Oregon. I was in California. When I was in Oregon, I would be in Washington County, Oregon, which consists of Portland, Oregon, Hillsboro, Cornelius, Forest Grove, Oregon, and Tigard, Oregon. And I literally have seen how people act and react while being on the controlled substance of marijuana. Some of them actually act really fucking stupid. I'm not saying that they are. I'm saying that they act that way. Um, I was in when I was in California. Same damn thing, but I was in Los Angeles County and Imperial County. Los Angeles County is in Southern California, but it's closer to the coast. Imperial County is where anyone, including the one who has a problem with me, may have heard of Slab City, California, which is on an old abandoned military base, Navy military base, out in the middle of the desert. Weird. But again, each their own. There are some people that should not even smoke marijuana because of how stupid they act. I just don't smoke it because it messes with my stomach. Yes, I will admit, yes, I have smoked marijuana before, but I had to learn the hard way when it messes with my stomach. I cannot smoke or do any kind of marijuana type product or even hemp type product because it messes with my stomach. It gives me nausea badly. Um, but I will admit, when I did use it, it did calm me down. It did help with said problems, but it just does not work well with my stomach. So I have to think of something else. Sorry. So I do try to use actual herbal medication like rosemary, sage, whatever. I will say that even those who don't like me and those who don't know me, if you've heard the song Scarborough Fair, um, the original by oh gosh, Simon and Garfunkel. I'm hoping I'm correct on that. Let me yeah, Simon and Garfunkel. Wow, that's good. That I actually got that correct. There are four actual herbs on that song: parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. I will say this: even using, and I will admit, I do have a marijuana grinder the one that you actually have, that's about not the same size as this, but like half that. And you actually have to do that with it. I do grind the four herbs together using the marijuana grinder, and it actually does work. And I use them in a tea form. I actually use them in tea. I actually make tea out of them, herbal tea. It does help. Oh my gosh, does it help? I with all four of them together, they help so much. I if if I can't take ibuprofen or omeprazole or any kind of other medication that's over the counter, like you just go to the go to the nearest Walgreens, CVS, whatnot, and just get it. And it's like, okay, if that doesn't work, I will use that if it gets really bad. If it really does get bad, migraines, back pain, which I still have back pain from my surgery from January of last year, so I have to be really careful what I do. Uh, nausea, everything, it literally helps. Oh my gosh. Um, one of these days, I'll actually, even to those who don't like me, I'll even do a video of me actually working with that grinder and the Scarborough Fair Tea, and show how I do that and everything. Heck, I'll actually do a full-on video on how I do that. Once I get another um Bob Love body cam. Yes, they're a little bit more expensive than GoPro, but I don't know where my GoPro is. And the last Bob Love body cam I had, the circuit board broke on it. Oh well, but that's beside the point. I'm sorry for taking so long on explaining what's going on and my problems. Yes, as I said, yes, I do have problems, but I have certain ways of getting it done. And truth be told, it does help. The things I do help. When I get so frustrated, so irritated, yes, I play my games on my laptop, um, which literally helps. I have played World of Warcraft. I do play Dungeons and Dragons Online. I play Elder Scrolls Morrowind, which is a third one. Um, yeah, Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. Um, I play another game that most people have not heard of. It's called um, great. I'm gonna have to. The Chronicles of Spellborn. I do play that, and that does help as well. And yes, I will admit I play Minecraft. They just I can't if I can't draw it out on graph paper, which I do a lot of building structures on graph paper. If I can't get it on graph paper, I will actually use the creative mode on Minecraft just to do that, which is very interesting and weird at the same time because you're working on a whole different measurement um, structure. Um, Heck, I'll even type up can Dungeon Dragon campaigns on my laptop, or I'll write them out on actual notebook paper. I can't tell you times how many times I've written campaigns or rewritten them or redone them and everything, and I can't say how many notebooks and notebook papers I have. That's how many I have. Um, I just all I have is like maybe one or two, maybe three, maximum of three actual modules that I have, um, and the rest are what they call homebrew modules, and they're not even completed. What I might do is just go ahead and just put all my notes together and just put them as one big campaign. Who knows? I might do that. Um, but again, to those who have a problem with me, just tell me what you have, what problems you have with me. Whatever it is. I can't change my skin color. I will not deactivate my YouTube account because honestly, I do listen to music on YouTube, and some of the movies I actually watch, and that I have on my laptop and my external hard drive, which I will be getting another hard drive to put more movies on. I subscribe to some channels on YouTube that like brings up interesting movies and stuff. So yeah. Um I also watch not just the news, which I didn't have to all the time, but not only do I watch the news, but I also watch stuff about airsoft, and I watch um other YouTube channels like James the Fan, Omar Gosh TV. Yes, that is actually his channel, which is actually awesome. I do watch Demolition Ranch. I watch Kentucky Ballistics. Now the thing is with those two, those are actually real actual guns. Um, Kentucky Ballistics is still going to be on YouTube, hopefully for longer. Unfortunately, with Demolition Ranch, it sucks that he's actually that Demolition Ranch. He's actually leaving YouTube, and I enjoy his videos a lot. I really do because I learned so much about firearms from watching him. I also learned about firearms from Kentucky Ballistics, and I'm sorry to say their actual, just their first names. Matt from Demolition Ranch, Scott from Kentucky Ballistics. Thank you both. You've taught me a lot more about firearms in in 9 years. In I say about five, yeah, about 5 years. I almost 5 years now. Um, wow, that's a good while. Holy crap. That I've been learning firearms from you guys. Ever since my grandpa and my father had passed away. Grandpa passed away in '08, April of '08. My dad, May of 18. So yeah, um, really sucks. But Matt and Scott both have helped, and I what I if I had my and I will admit that if I don't have my gun rights. I would love my gun rights because where I'm would literally use my Second Amendment rights for hunting wild game. I would go and do everything legally to get my hunting license, my fishing license, everything. I would do that just to be. I would do that. Just, I would get my Second Amendment rights, my gun rights back, just so I can actually go hunting. Because there's my property in the Midwest that I'm working on. Well, me and my roommate are working on. I'm not going to say where, um, but it's in the Midwest. There is wild game out there that, oh my gosh, I kid you not, elk, deer, mountain lion, which is also known as a cougar, giggity, uh, bears, you name it. Um, I would actually not only hunt not only would I shoot the big wild game that comes on my land, but I will use the meat. I will use everything I can for my property. that go all the way down from the meat. Um, I will even I will even donate meat, some meat to local charities as well, or cook it up and then go to places like um, the nearest big town that's nearby my property and literally go and hand out plates to the homeless, um, if possible. Um, Now, the other parts that cannot be used in cooking, well, some of it can, depends on how you cook it. But parts that cannot be used for cooking, I will actually use to break it down and make it into compost so I can actually use it to grow vegetables and stuff like that. Um, the hide, which is also the skin, I would actually use it for leather. Um, bones, the bones from said wild game, I would also use to help with making I know it's weird, but furniture with the leather hide. So I would actually do that. Um, Not just furniture, but also other structures as well, just to see if I can do it, just to see if I can accomplish it. Because I will say I do enjoy a good challenge. But again, sorry for making this long, the second video long, but with a person who does not like me, just or people who do not like me, just tell me what your problem is, what problem you have with me is. If it's possible and plausible and probable, I will work on it. But things I will not change about me. I will continue with my behavioral modification with using the things I have used to help. There is nothing that's going to stop me from doing that. I don't care if I go back to jail. I don't care if you try to put me in a fucking state hospital. I don't care if you whip my ass. That will not stop. Because as I said, does not work for me at all. Unless if it's, you know, actual herbal medication. As I said, I have tried using marijuana. It does not work. Well, it does, but it makes my stomach messed up. It will mess up my stomach. So I have to veer away from that. And I will not drink alcohol to deal with the pain. Fuck that. Um, so that only leaves the actual herbal medication like rosemary, parsley, sage, thyme, things like that. Um, Behavioral modification, listening to music, watching movies, playing games. I might actually, I don't know, I might go about doing some photographs with my Nikon camera. I know it might actually look like a piece of crap. At the moment, I don't care. I will, I will use my camera. So I like this camera. I like my lenses on it for it, but I need to get some more. I would actually like to get more eventually. I just don't know when I'll be able to do that. So I am trying my hardest. I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't look like it, but I really am. I'm trying. I really am. And for those of you who don't really care for me, just you may not believe me now, but I don't do daily like vlogs or anything, daily journals. So you just have to take my word for it. Um, Even if it means you know using the games that I have on my laptop that don't earn me money Even if it means doing that, recording that, I would do that. So again, just tell me what your problem, what problem you have with me is, and I'll try to do my best.